Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's get back to our hierarchy here, is we're going to create an object that will appear in the middle of the meteor. So I'm just going to click on Assets. I am going to choose something. Creatures, let's choose this little alien here. So let's just bring it out and place it there. I'm actually going to I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to shrink it way down so it's kind of, yeah, just a much better size to appear in the meteor. And I am going to, I'm just going to click on Assets, I'm going to make it a prefab. So I'm just going to double click on prefabs, and I'm going to drag the alien into the prefabs here. Okay, we don't need the alien anymore, just like the energy ball, so we're going to delete it. And we're going to work from the prefab right here. Okay, so I've double clicked the alien and I have my prefab up. We're going to want to add a couple things to it. The physics 2D, of course, so let's do a rigid body on it. Change, we can leave everything else, change the gravity scale to 0 so it doesn't drop off our screen. And then we're also going to add a polygon collider to it. Okay, that should be enough for now. Now there's one more thing we want to add to it, and that is make it collectible so it can be picked up. And we also need to somehow make it appear in the meteor. To make it appear inside the meteor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on asteroid. And if you remember, actually I'm going to, I've done it here already, I'm going to delete it. If you remember, we have a condition collision script, and we have it so when the asteroid, when something collides with the asteroid, it destroys it. And we want to add a new component onto this. So we're just going to click the plus button, and you can see there are some different options that we can choose from. And we are going to do the create object action. So I'm going to click that, and it looks to me like this one. Sorry, this is actually something I added before. I'm wondering if I can delete that. Sorry, there we go. So what we've done is create object action. So what this is going to do is going to create a new object. And you can see just below, and I'm going to collapse this, I'm going to click on the little arrow, our create object action script has appeared down below right here, so it's ready to go. The only thing we need to add to it is a prefab, and currently we have no prefab. So obviously I am going to grab my alien and I'm going to drag it in and put it there. So now when something collides with this meteor, it's going to create the alien in the center of the center of the meteor. So let's just see if that actually works, because you should always test, because you never know what's going to happen. So there's the okay, so it's appearing over here. So let's figure out why it's doing that. Okay, so here we want to click this relative to position, because where it's appearing now is 0, 0 on our global scale, and we want it to appear relative to the meteorite. So let's try that again. Okay, and there it is. I'll bang into that one, and there, that one's spinning actually, I think because I bumped into it. Yeah, there it goes. They're going to take off and go somewhere else. Okay, so now obviously we can't pick them up, so we want to be able to pick them up for points. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click on the alien, and this is our prefab we've been working on, and we're going to add a component. We're going to go all the way down to playables right here. Oops, sorry, not playables, playground. And we're going to click on the attributes tab. And you can see under the attributes tab there is an attribute called collectible. So I just need to click that. And it says when the player touches this object, it will be awarded 1 or more points. Makes sense? So every time I collect one of these, I get 1 point. Now there's a bit of a problem. We don't know how many points we need to beat the game or to get the you win title on our screen. So if we click on, you can see this is our user interface. I've just opened it up. And on the very top, under user interface, you want to click that. And you can see here there's a bunch of different things. You know, all these, the canvas scaler. We're not worried about all that. We're going to use UI script. And under here, we got one player. We've got a score. You can change this to life or endless. And then you can see here's our score to win. And my score to win is going to be 3. I just want to click 3 of those aliens to win the game. So let's actually check if this is going to work. Here we go. I got one of them. Oh, actually it's not picking them up. So let's go back and see what's going on here. I've done something wrong. Let's go back to the here, and collectible attribute is on. Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna leave pretty soon.
Okay. The enable is trigger. Here it is right here. So enable is trigger on the collider to make this script work. That's what I didn't do. So here's the polygon collider right here. I'm going to click down on the arrow, and you can see is trigger is right here, and I have to turn that on. Otherwise it just acts as a rigid body with a collider on it, and it'll just bump it around. So let's see if this works this time. Okay, so collect 1. My score has gone up to 1. Ooh, score has gone up to 2. Score has gone up to 3. Player 1 wins. Perfect. Okay, so now you have the components of a basic game, and we're going to come back and add some more components in the next video.